Today I'm going to make you pitch and chip the golf ball like never before. Pitching and chipping will always be your access to lower scores. Today I want to talk you through 2 golf shots that, as you get older, as you go away on more golf trips, have a couple of vodka Red Bulls the night before and wake up with the shakes, this particular shot becomes a little bit nerve-wracking. Now, whether it's a pitch shot or whether it's a chip shot, you can make some pretty ugly moves at the golf ball. Today, I am going to give you some real insights into the relationship of the handle and the club head. I've just come back from a fantastic trip down at Vila Sol in Portugal with 5 clients, friends of mine, on a little boot camp I do, Wednesday to Saturday, 3 rounds of golf and up to 10 hours of coaching. And one of the ingredients that we really worked on over those 4 days was working the strike of pitch shots. Now, the range at Vila Sol, get luckier every time, the range at Vila Sol and any European destination has always got a sandy range, isn't it? You get out on the range, doesn't feel anything like the golf course, and the grass, because it's so beaten up, becomes so sandy, and before you know it, you're hitting some fat strikes, and then before you know it, once you've laid the sod over the next one, you are up and out of it like a good one. The relationship of the handle and the head, if you've watched enough of my, 10 up, nice. If you've watched enough of my content, you will understand my passion at how we move the handle and head down through strike. Pitching, when the club is traveling slower, when backswings become shorter than full, it becomes much harder to start to manage this handle and head orientation. Then, when you get down to a chip shot, then you can really start to get yourself into strife because you're now fueled with anxiety, poor contact, and you start to put acceleration into your golf swing in places that have no God-given right to be there. And that's why you suddenly start to feel really uncomfortable. Because remember, the faster this handle moves, the more that club head will try to lag behind. So if you're having between the top of your backswing for a chip or pitch down to impact, if you're having different zones in this downswing where the handle is either too slow, then accelerating too hard, or accelerating too hard and slowing down too much, the relationship that you start to get if you accelerate too hard is you get this sudden lag behind of the club head. If you then get too slow in transition and then you start to get some acceleration down at the bottom, which usually comes in the way of the club head, you really can't find contact. I've got a little drill for you. I did a video a few days ago with me standing on a box with an old club shaft poked in it, and I talked about the handle and head relationship. Well, a big shout out to Lewis Sparrow, my compadre here at Precision Golf, who's got his own YouTube channel. Go over and check that out. Very big on Instagram as well. He uses this Tommy Fleetwood, the swing plate. Not something that I buzz off, to be honest, but I brought it out because I think people see this a little bit clearer than what I was explaining with the box. But if you haven't, do go out and check that video out right up there after this one, because it will really make a lot of sense. So when we are hitting pitch shots, how we start to deliver the golf club down at strike is crucial. As soon as this handle and head orientation is out of shape, as soon as the handle goes towards the golf ball, look at where the face is pointing. So at the moment, the face is pointing at this golf ball here. So when I have the handle underneath me with a good grip, which is important, that club face is pointing out to that second ball. If I now push my handle more towards the golf ball, that club face is now pointing over here. So the face in this orientation has gone from pointing at that ball over there, ball A, and then I move the handle back underneath me. The face is now pointing at ball B. Now, of course, at this point in the swing, the club head should not point at the object ball. It has no right to do that. But understanding that when the golf club then starts to unload, when the club is starting to unload, two things are happening when the club head is over here. The angle of attack is steeper than it is. So look at the descent angle of that club head compared to when we think about getting our right arm tucked in and our handle forwards. Now look at the angle of attack that club head has, a lot less, and a face that's meteorically open. So that's, and look, and I go on about this all of the time, and I know it might get boring, but it's so crucial. When you then start to understand that our club head being above this cane is one thing, but our handle being outside of this plane that the handle should be on is another real fatal application of a club. So when you start to then think about hitting a pitch shot and starting to think about hitting the golf ball along, which is to your target, and you do that whether you're hitting a chip shot or whether you're hitting a pitch shot, all of a sudden the face orientation at the moment you start to feel like you're going along, the handle will start to push out and the face will start to open up. So the agenda of getting the handle underneath this yellow cane so that the club head can swing more over here will start to line the face up. But here's the whammy. Woo, 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 whammy. Ron Burgundy, nice suit. The angle of descent that that club has allows us to still have a steep angle of attack, but at the same time, a shallow reading of angle of attack because the loft is lined up. We see steep angles of attack when the path gets so inside and the face so open that we get so much shaft lean and face turn down to square it back up. This handle meteorically forwards, but yet we only see a 2 or 3 angle of attack. You can make a golfer feel awfully steep because of where the club head is, steep being this angle here, and yet down through strike a golfer can feel very shallow, have a handle and head line back up, which actually will equate to an angle of attack that's 2 or 3 down, because we're only looking for small amounts of descent angle. So this orientation of the handle and the head in delivery will affect the path and the angle of attack and the face orientation. So hopefully you're starting to see the relationship of getting the face lined up with an angle of attack that's steep enough, as opposed to this cane just simply being an opportunity for you to swing outside, get the arms in front of you and all that garbage. Because it's about the head being over here and the handle still being underneath the body, so that we can start to deliver this golf club down, lined up and straight. And so the more I'm feeling the pressure on this handle, the more I can get the club head feeling like it's over here. Now, all of you golfers out there, is that club head inside the ball line? Yes, it is. Is that club head inside the ball line? Yes, it is. But can you see how I've got two very different orientations with the face? Now I can apply force. Now I can start to allow the golf club to unload. And so as I'm down, the face is out, the club can swing. Look at the flight, look at the draw. Look at the angle of attack. And this is crucial for your pitching. This is crucial for your chipping. Because all of the time, you're pushing that handle down, the more you're pushing the club head out, lining the face up, and allowing you to start to have an angle of attack and a face alignment that is actually going to deliver, see if we can get some data on these, it's actually going to deliver some decent contacts. Now, the first thing that you might start doing when you start getting the golf club over here as a chip shot and delivering it, you might start immediately hitting it to the left, because you're coming from this kind of orientation, which then gives you loads of speed down at the bottom to try and get the club face square. And that, my friends, is your yip. That electricity down the bottom is the arc narrowing, the face more open, and you trying to get club head on golf ball. That's the yip. So it absolutely is physical. It's not mental. I know people will disagree with that. But you deliver a golf club in the wrong manner and you start making errant strikes, I promise you, you'll be dark in the mind. It will not be pleasant. So there's the chip shot, there's my posture, there's the handle down, there's the club head out, the head is inside the ball line. Now I can start to feel a little bit more unload and move around. Not quite the strike one was after. Handle down, head out, club head can swing and collect. And so this alignment stick here, whilst missing it is one idea, feeling like we're moving over here, actually getting the handle underneath this yellow cane is absolutely the most important part of working with one of these alignment sticks. If you're tired of paying too much for premium leather golf gloves, do head over and check out my channel sponsor, GX Golf Gloves. These gloves are trusted by elite, amateurs and tour players alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% on your next order. Jammed in the ground at an angle. As I say, big shout out to Lewis Sparrow for lending me this. He doesn't know it yet, but thanks, Lewis. Hopefully you start to understand how the handle orientation, the face alignment, the angle of attack will all deliver a contact that you probably won't have experienced before. A couple of videos that you need to go check out. Get my grip playlist up, do check that out, and also check out my most recent drill and ultimate ball striking drill, which you'll see up in the corner there. I want you to have the best summer of golf possible. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I think you'll find that, my friends, is good coaching.